Hello YouTube and welcome to a World Painter tutorial. So World Painter is how I do the terrain that I'm doing for my medieval Kanto map, and this is what I have so far. We've got the sort of bottom left corner done. Still need a few tweaks and stuff that I haven't yet made, but I'm going to be doing mountains in this episode because a lot of people said they want to see how I do the mountains, so I thought, alright, I'll show you. So here's what you normally start with World Paint. You have these brushes here, and then you can add custom brushes. So I've got loads of custom brushes. Lord Dakra actually sent me these because I lost all of mine. So they're kind of a little different. I had a few extra ones as well, but can't seem to find them anymore. But yeah, I can make do with these. These are very similar to the ones I had. I actually had some of these, but I had a few extra ones as well. But yeah, these are the normal brushes, and the main tool you want to be using is this raise lower one over on the left side. You don't want to use the raised mountain. Raised mountain is very bad. So you want to be using the raised lower one. And we're going to go to one of our brushes, make sure we're all the way at the top, and just like pick like that one, for example. So we've got that brush, and you see we get a square now. It was a circle a minute ago. Make sure you actually double click it so you get a square. And then all you have to do is left click, and the mountain will start to be raised. And the longer you hold it, the higher the mountain goes. You can also change the intensity over here, so you can put it on 100 and it'll be a lot quicker to make a mountain. And if obviously it's on 0, then it doesn't take as long. But that's kind of it as it goes. So now we're going to try and work on a few things. I want to see what this brush looks like. Raise this up, and this is on 100%, which is good because you can quick and get an idea. Now if we press Control 3, right, you give that, get an interesting look at your mountain that you've just made. You can also rotate it at the top there, and you get a view of the other sides. And I do kind of like this, but I kind of don't at the same time. I'm looking for something that's going to be volcano-ish like, so we'll close that, undo that. Maybe that brush, but if we make it smaller. So we need to decide where we want Mount Moon to be. So Mount Moon's probably going to be around about here, around about there. So if we just do that, and then Control 3 again. When I'm making the scenes, it is a lot of trial and error doing this back and forth. So that's a better size, I think, for the volcano, because I'm sure Mount Moon is an extinct volcano. You've got Cinnabar Island as an active volcano. I think Mount Moon is an extinct one. So, in fact, we'll leave that exactly how it is. That'll be fine, I reckon. So now that we've done that, I'm going to lower the intensity to about 50% again. Get a different brush, a softer brush, and we're just going to go around the edges a little bit and just sort of bulk it out, and this will raise these ridges as well as raising the bits in between. And I'm just going to sort of smoothen out the areas around the bottom, and this is how I kind of do or how I did the mountains around the Indigo Plateau area. I worked out the plateau bit, or the plateau bit, I don't know why I'm saying that so weird, and then I just kind of worked everything else out. And you see I'm using the mouse wheel to scroll, and that just sort of zooms it in a little bit and intensifies the brush sort of in the middle there. So I'm can really get into the smaller cracks and stuff like that. So if we zoom in a little bit, we want to kind of stay away from this middle section, but see here I can bring that out. It's kind of making its own little ridge there. So if we bulk up that, bring it out, Control 3, make that bigger. Now you can see I've smoothed out this whole side here. We've still got the big steep ridge there, but that's all kind of a little bit smoother and stuff now. So that's okay, that will do for now. Now with some brushes you do get these hard line ridges like here, so we're going to use the smooth brush. And again, you can get a tool or just a soft brush or anything like that. And actually for this I'm going to put the intensity up and just smooth it all out like that, and this makes things ultra smooth, but that's fine. You can always go over it, and in fact I'll show you that now, so we'll smooth out there as well. If you get the raise lower tool, and you can either get, depends on what brush you want. There are actually noise brushes here, but I don't really like them because it just makes it extra messy. So we're just gonna get like a normal mountain brush, and we're just gonna go in there, over here as well. Maybe not like that. Get a different brush, put it over there like this. And I'm trying to sort of follow this line here. I know that the brush curves a little bit, so by going like that, kind of comes out, and then if I control 3, where was it? Where was that? That was over on this side. You can see it coming down a little bit there. And I just, there, words. It stops it looking like super smooth. So if, just by like bringing that ridge out, smoothing it out like this, and then out like that, change intensity again, lower it down so it's not going to be as much of an issue, and just bring that ridge out. And if you go back to the 3D view, you can see there we've brought it out. So it's just a case of painting it in, drawing bits out. And what you want to do with mountains, which we're going to get onto now, I think I can rush through this, and then we'll speed up footage or just skip ahead to when I've actually got some mountains. What you want to do is, well, start doing your mountain. That's probably the intensity up. Start doing your mountain out like that. Get to a height that you're happy with, and then you want to decide where's the thing I want. There we go. Then you want to decide like where your next mountain's going to be. So maybe we're going to have a slightly different angle. Now you can rotate these brushes, but I'm going to rotate it slightly, and we're going to go this angle. Now this is the same brush, so when the side by side, it might look a bit, or it might be fine because of the gap between the two. But then I'm going to get a second brush, and just coming off of here, no, we'll rotate it so it's going the opposite way, and then just bringing that brush down there like that. And now that's going to look really weird, this little mound here. So if I just show you that in the 3D viewer, rotate it around a little bit. So this is the mountain, Moon Mountain. These are the two mountains we've just done. This is that little mound section. Rotate it again, you get a better view of that probably. Yep, there you go. So you see these are really steep and peaky mountains. Because I'm a bit rushed, I don't really like these at the moment, but you got that big thing there. And then what I would do normally is I'd go back into my hill brush and just sort of lower the intensity a little bit to about 50, and then just sort of bring these down a bit. So we're kind of, where the peaks are, we're letting them stay as they are, but then we're sort of the bits in between, the little valleys, sort of just like building that up and trying to make it look a little bit of a smoother transition. Because if you just do just the custom brush, then it doesn't normally look that great. Like, it'll look good because it's custom brush, but you'll be able to tell it's a custom brush rather than sort of natural terrain. You want to try and, if you can, make it look as natural as you can by sort of smoothing out the bottom, making that gradual incline to the steep parts of the mountain. So this, it's a lot of trial and error as well. You got to do things and then come back out, check the 3D view. Let's rotate it to that way. So you see here where it's quite steep, that's not too bad. And inside here now, where it's this valley, it's a lot smoother. It's not as steep as say this side, which this is what this did look like because it's the exact same brush. So if I just do that here as well, we'll quickly get another brush and we'll go across here, really big brush, really big mountain, huge mountain. So this is the biggest that this brush size can actually get to, and we'll go until we get to about 200 on the height down at the bottom there. You have to be careful with some of these brushes because they have somewhere that aren't the center, so it does take a couple of goes to get that gauge right. And then following this ridge here, I'm going to sort of try and join it up to here somehow. So we're going to go for this brush, and we're going to go there. Actually, going to turn the intensity up, otherwise it'll take a while. Bring that up like so, and we're just going to bring this out a little bit. so it's not as strange. So we're just going to beefing up this valley here, making it roughly the same height, so it's not going to look as odd. And if we go to there, you see I've probably beefed it up a little bit too much, and we've got these big giant peaks. So coming in again, probably lower the intensity, get a different brush that's not as strong. You tell the strong the darker the art. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Right, I think I know what I've done. Put that there, no. That in there, and that in there. There we go. Problem solved. Now my brushes are just a little bit upside down. So if you look at these brushes, you see how dark the mountain bit is. And then if you look at these hill brushes, they're a little bit softer. So these softer ones are really better for bringing out these flatter areas. You can do that with a higher intensity brush as well if you wanted. Just to help smoothen out these areas. And you can tell just by looking on this map now, by like how light the colours are getting, like the shades of green. You see where it's really dark, like here, you can see that it's quite steep. So by just bringing these out, like so, and something like this anyway. And if we go into the 3D view again, you can see it's still not great, but it's a little bit nicer. And it does take a while to actually get these to look good and to look right. And we'll just try and bring out this side a little bit, like this. Now when it comes to doing mountains and smooth brushes, I tend to stay away from them because I don't think it looks great. But if we just bring this out like so, and then I will cut a little bit in a minute. Okay, so now we've got that bit done. If we look at the 3D view here, you can see this bit of terrain isn't looking too great now. So this is where the smooth brush would come in, but I'd be careful with doing smooth brush on mountains because it can quickly ruin them and quickly make things look bad. So we're going to go for probably one of the mountain brushes, and for this one. I like this brush, I use this one a lot. The main brushes I use a lot are this rounded one, this mountain one, and this one. Those three I use a lot. Oh, and this one for like towards the end of the mountains that are trailing off, which I think you've already seen me use in this video. But we'll go for this one, smooth brush, and we're just going to do a couple of clicks right in this little crease here. We're going to really try and smooth that out and make that look good, because that wasn't looking great. But a couple of clicks. And then if we go to the 3D view, you see it's helped to shape the mountain a little bit nicer. This is never going to look good because this peak is too high. And once you've made it too high, it's kind of hard to lower the terrain. You can lower the terrain, it's a little bit hard to do so. So if you look now, it's not as bad. Well, if I just try and do the lower terrain to show you guys what I mean, like this is that peak. So if we sort of just lower around that terrain like this, see that I'm going in a circle, so it's not a straight line. And to lower it down like that, and then look, and it's okay actually. It's not great. You can see there's a big crater in there, so you can either raise that crater up, which again is going to create more problems, and or you can use your smooth brush, really flatten that area out, and then when you look, it doesn't look very good at all. It looks like really bad hills. So I think it's more a case of getting it as close to being right as you can first time. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot of effort to fix sections. Like you've got to smooth it all out so it's completely smooth, and then go back in with another brush, try and break up the terrain. Now at the moment I'm trying to make little hills to make it sort of seem like foothills, so that's why I'm doing little lumps here and there with this brush. And then if we go in here again, it's not great. I think that's the start of something, but it's not great, so it is a lot of trial and error. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete all of that, start again with, you know, the rough ideas, of what I've just shown in this video. I might speed footage up, so it's going to be like a time-lapsey type thing, and then depends how long the video runs for, and then I'll sort of show you guys what I've come up with. Now I'm not going to go over painting the terrain yet in this video because it's probably going quite long already. I might do that in a different video, and probably once I've joined all of these mountains up, I'll paint all of them together so that they're quite similar, because like this cliff and this cliff are completely different because I couldn't remember this specific like data values and stuff that I used on this section, and I really like this section, don't like this section. So we're going to try and paint all of this mountain range together. Actually, from far away, it doesn't look too bad. This bit doesn't look great. The rest of it doesn't look too bad. But that's the custom brushes. That's how good custom brushes are if you use them properly. But yeah, so let's just delete all of this, start again, and it'll be like a time-lapse video, and I'll put some music to it. Hopefully it won't take too long, and then you guys, I'll do like a little bit of a talk at the end. So here we go. Okay, so I'm kind of taking a break here because this has gotten to the point now where I would be exporting a map, checking it out in Minecraft, and then sort of doing the fine-tuning and stuff. And that's kind of all you have to do now, is you go in Minecraft, look at the terrain. If there's bits where it's like too steep where you want it and you want it smoothing out, go back in, make that little change, export it out again, take a look, see if it looks better. The other thing you could do is to, once you've exported it and you're looking around and you think, oh, it would be really cool if this mountain was taller, or if we had another bit of a mountain sticking out here, or if we had this, so you can go back in and edit that. And it is a case of just trial and error, export, edit, export, edit. For example, with the Orc Island down here, I think I exported that about 8 times, before I began actually painting it, because I wanted to check little things, and I was like, maybe that would look a bit different, and then I could edit it, and then I'd export it again, and edit it and export it again. So it is a case of trial and error, and then once you add all of the materials to it, because I export it without painting it, then it looks completely different once again. You've got a whole thing again, trial and error, export, and have a look. So these hills, Hobbit hills, need fixing. I'm hopefully going to be doing that at some point. This needs painting and probably just like a bit more fine tuning. And with these mountains that we've just made, I'm really happy with these actually. We have our little trail over here, which would go into is it Victory Road? It's Victory Road. That's going to be that path, and you can't really see actually. Let me try and rotate this, because I've not shown this off. So here's the Indigo Plateau. We actually have a path down here. I'm not too sure how good that looks, like how steep it is and stuff like that. That might need to be edited, but that's one of those things I've not checked yet. When you export it, you've got to go and have a look and see what works. So what I've just made, and my thoughts behind what I've just made, if it loads, it does take a while sometimes to load, so you have to get used to that, especially once you start adding custom terrain layers and custom object layers and biome layers and stuff like that. So we have the Mount Moon area. I wanted it to be not as prominent, just like a big mound, so I kind of got that shape. We've got the big mountains over in the background. They're going to continue all the way off to the map over here, and there's going to be like Cerulean Cave and that sort of stuff. And I tried to get Mount Moon as close to the middle as I could, if you see on here, without being like too overpowering, because the Cerulean City is going to be quite far over here, so that you don't have to walk forever to get to Bill's Lighthouse. That's going to be quite this area-ish. And you've got also I'd done all of this, and I thought this looks really good, and then I thought, wait, we're doing Dwarven, so we need a big steep cliff face, and I wasn't too sure where to put it, and I decided on here. So using the plateau tool or the flatten tool, I took a brush, flattened out this area, and then messed about with different ones to get mountains back on top, and I think it's worked out really, really nice. So we've got this big cliff face here. We can put a nice big dwarven entrance on the front, probably have a couple of dwarven buildings around here, but yeah, all that needs to do now is sort of export it, go in and have a look. And I've also made all of the terrain around here, I think it's 20 blocks above sea level. I might do 15. We'll see how it looks in game, and my idea is to actually have it gradually build up, and there are going to be some other foothills, not mountains per se, but you know, larger hills following this ridge all the way down to the bottom here, to try and create a divide between where Celadon City would be and where Viridian City is going to be around here. We've got the Viridian Forest here, so there's lots of good stuff going. Once I've got all of this stuff done as well, we are going to be having rivers. Somebody's asked me about that. I'm thinking about having a river coming from here, maybe all the way from the Dwarven stuff, probably from here, cutting through the forest, coming out to there. There's also going to be some rivers coming from over here, so we're going to have at least 3 big rivers on the map, I think. But yeah, this is looking really, really nice, I think, at the moment. Can't wait to export and have a look in game. Can't wait to get some editing done. If you want to see updates on this, go over to my PMC page. Last time I put a direct link, it didn't work, so I'm going to put a link to my PMC profile, and you can get to the project page through that. So I'll put a link to that in the description, and I'll be updating that with screenshots from what the terrain looks like, and you know, you basically just see the updates there before I actually do a YouTube video on them. So if you really want to see that, go subscribe and you'll see the updates as they come. Apart from that, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's helped you guys understand some of the process I'm doing with creating the terrain, and if you guys want to go try it out for yourself, go download World Painter. If I remember, there will be a link in the description. I probably won't remember though, so you'll have to just Google it yourself. It's pretty easy to find. Apart from that, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.